What's going on YouTube? So in today's video, we'll take a look at the WordPress Docker image and compare their image to my custom image. But before we begin our comparison, we need to create a Docker container using the WordPress image. Like normal, we need to first create a standalone database container, which will later link to the WordPress container.
Oh, you used to be the one alone, just searching through the pathways. Oh, I'd rewind all the corners just to keep you there replayed. But it was never the same. And now when it all come down. All you wanna say will come time. Right around with you up and down. Wanna be someplace you used to know I love, babe. I'm nothing, oh nothing. Wanna be oh so far and mild. Call the horses through the wild. Right around with you doing time. Wanna be your time is lost and over nothing. I'm nothing, oh nothing. 2 worlds alone retreating, babe. Oh, lost, forsaken, fleeing again. I only saw you as a gunner with a soul.
Once we have the database container running, we can start creating our WordPress container. When we create the container, we want to make sure to pass any needed information about the database.
Going on, we'll reunite as soon as you're ready to run along. Lower down your bed, withdraw the waves you lost inside. Now you've been serving, remain. When it all come down. All you wanna say will come time. Right around with you up and down. Wanna be someplace you used to know I love, babe. I'm nothing, oh nothing. Wanna be oh so far and mild. Call the horses through the wild. Right around with you doing time. Wanna be our time is lost all over nothing, oh nothing, oh nothing. Waking through my dreams, I see you right now. But you came for all I had in excess. Oh, drop all our plans and leave our trend. You would always be the one to tell me how I couldn't leave it right now. Oh, something happened to the feeling keeping me away from partying without you. Hey, that's all I wanted, babe. Oh, it's dark all through our new days as we fall in time.
After we finish adding all the needed host entry, we should have a working website. And what I just went over is the TLDR version of what we need to do to take a WordPress image and make a WordPress container. There is a few nuances depending on which image you use from WordPress, but I'll let you figure that out on your own unless you really want me to give you some tips or hints, and then I can tell you what you should need to know whenever you're using some of those images. Now we should go ahead and look into the difference between what the WordPress image does and versus what I normally would do with my custom image. So what I have set up here is two different Docker containers. To the left, the Docker container is going to run the WordPress container, and then to the right is going to run my own custom container. If you visit the WordPress Docker page, you will see that it's mentioned that the WordPress image will build only a basic web application, meaning that it only has the required PHP modules just to get the application running. So some of the modules that it's missing is SOAP, Memcached, and ImageMagick. So if you have a plugin or a service on your site that requires any of those three modules, it will not work. You have to actually extend their image and manually, or say not really manually, but just make sure that you have those modules installed. The WordPress image is built off of a Debian based operating system, so that means that instead of running yum commands, you'll be running app commands, and instead of starting the HTTPD service, you'll be starting the Apache 2 service. Alright, and that concludes the key details of the difference between my image versus what WordPress does for their image. If I have to say a TLDR version about how I feel about it, I will say that using the WordPress image does simplify the process, especially for those that are not completely familiar with how to use Docker. But personally, I would rather use my own custom image so that I can have everything else outside of WordPress installed and set up, because I would still have to create a Docker image just to extend what WordPress was doing. Alright guys, thanks for watching the video. Please like and subscribe to get notified of more videos like this. If you have any comments, questions, or suggestions for future videos, please leave them down below. Until then, peace.